What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm live. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another day after match reaction for a preseason game, but it was the last preseason game in the US, so it was kind of key. Also because the opponent, level of opponent we played. So now it's done. Back in Italy, and then we'll play Atlanta. But with me today to discuss that, it's not me on my own again. With me is Norbert. How are you doing today?
Hey, um, I'm wearing this jersey because my team is playing in the Conference League and we have to play extra time. So, hey,
Against who?
awesome. It's an Armenian team, Alashkert. They're like 12 years old, the whole club. They had to relicense themselves and all that stuff. But yeah, um, yeah, I'm good. I really liked yesterday's game. But yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah. I will start off with. Okay, let's start off with yesterday's game because that's kind of the title of the show, and then I have other questions. Um, we won. Like we won 3-1. I don't like even if we lost. I was not gonna moan that we won or lost a preseason game. I don't think that's important. But the way we play, I kind of like I said it. I think it was with you on the channel a couple of weeks ago. I said I need to see something different. That's all. Like I need to see something, even if it's the smallest thing, and it's the smallest thing we're talking about here. But that's all I need. Like a small tweak, like a small intent. You know, you have Locatelli, Danilo, um, Milik, Milik, all coming out saying the same thing. Even Bremer, we're playing out from the back. We need to play out from the back. We need to build up play. So I was like, okay, now I need to see that. That's one of the issues I have. I will touch on later on. But you watched the game yesterday, right? Or you rewatched
Yes,
it,
yeah,
I think.
yeah. I watched it. Yeah,
Okay. So what do you make of that game? Let's start off with the positive. Let's start with the
yeah.
positive.
So the positives are, because for me there are not just there are many. This Real Madrid team is ready for the season. They start in 8 days. They played 4 games now against good opponents.
You have gone mute. We lost Norbert, so I will take over. Not sure he will be back. He'll be back. But yeah, I will take over. I will mention the positives because I've seen some positive. They don't completely outweigh the negative things, in my opinion. Um, but I will start off with the positives. The positives are that. Are you back?
Yes, I'm not sure what happened.
Oh yeah, you can go on. Go on.
All right, so they played with their first team, and the first 15 minutes, it basically blew me away. Honestly, not like by itself, but how we played like last year, and how it's like a different thing. The first 15 minutes, we scored that goal super fast. We as you said, I think today in the show, in your daily update, or about the game, about the game, that the whole team was pressing, not just a few players, and then the other few were like walking around. I really like the pressing, and then defending. We defended against Real Madrid. Come on, and the goal we got it was because of the lost ball, and one of the fastest player with the ball scored. So overall, it was pretty nice, and yeah, I can get into players a little later, but I really liked the whole game. We defended against Real Madrid pretty well. We all know the who played bad. So we're gonna talk about it.
I agree. Like the first, also people like the video. Only 6 likes, so please like the video now. But I agree. Like the first 50 minutes, and I said it was on the watch long. I was like, we're not gonna keep up with it. We were not gonna keep up with it. But I want to say that's fine. But I like, okay, it is what it is, you know. But the press was from the get go. I was like, huh, strange. And even after the goal, I'm like, okay, that's weird. I've seen people highlight how poorly Madrid were defending, and I was like, fair. like the goals, like McKennie was alone, the way I was all alone. Like they were not tracking back. I get that, fine. But the press was good. The first touches were good, and I've said it when I got called out. Remember the post Milan game? I said up top, it's not excellent. It's not champagne football, but I was like, okay, I see an idea behind it. Like even if it's not there yet completely, I've seen a change, a little change, you know. And maybe it's not. It's because Cuadrado's not in that team, and we're not playing with, you know, like that type. Like Kostic wasn't playing the first game, didn't start. You know, maybe that was a thing. But even with Kostic, like in the first half, I forgot he was playing. You know, I was confused in the second half. I thought he was coming on. You know, because he didn't had an impact. It was not crossing. So I was like, okay, based on that and the first touches here and there, I'm like, there is maybe a change. I'm not saying it's going to be a significant change because this is preseason. That's 38 games in a couple of weeks' time. And you need to build that on that consistently. But I was like, okay, I can see a few things here and there. We have the players to do it. You know, I like, do I rate all the players? No. But Chiesa, Keane, Sule, if he plays, like these players technically should be good enough in possession to keep it simple and keep the ball moving. Like it should not be bouncing all around the place. It did last season, but it shouldn't. You know, it should not. Um, so that's a positive. Like that's my biggest positive from preseason, as of now. Like up top, it like last season it always looked chaotic or it was just cross that ball, and that it was the same thing week in week out. There's no patterns of play, nothing. I've seen it now a little bit. Let's see if it holds up basically. So that's my biggest positive of those two games. Take it for what it is. The second positive, we look more fitness ready, if that makes sense. Like I remember last season, it like it wasn't good. Like it wasn't good. We took up to let's say mid September, you know, after the international break, where I was like, it's still not good because you remember those games like so like 60 minute, we had players cramping up and being out of gas basically. I was like, this is not okay, you know, that's not okay basically. So that looked a bit better, you know, fitness wise. We cannot assess it until the season actually starts, but that looked better because in that second half, and I said it to Justin, I like that Real Madrid were like full gas. They were playing like this was a Champions League semifinal and they needed to win, and I was like, great in like intensity. The press was insane, especially in the second half, and we didn't play much in the second half. It's Real Madrid. People were mad. I get it, but like they are by far the better team. They have the better players. But the press was good. I was like, good. This is a real preseason test, not playing Chivas last season, where I'm like, what's the point here? You know? So that's good. That's my positives. I'll name my positives first, and then I'll hand it over. I think from what I've seen from Wea, like going forward, he's good. You know, he's fast. He's good in possession. He's not always perfect, but that's what I kind of feared with him. You know, I need to take it, I guess. Um, Defensively, he's not bad. I think position wise, like his positioning needs to improve, but I think he will improve that because I remember Cuadrado when he first started playing wing back and right back, it was terrible. It was really bad, you know. But he improved that up to let's say the season and a half. He was good. Like he knew what he needed to do. So I'm fairly confident that Allegri will get that drilled in. That you know, it's not defensively. He's not poor. He's quick. He has recovery pace. It's just his positioning. And you're right. Like sometimes he gets lost a little bit. You know, up the field. You need to improve that. I get that. You know, but overall, first impression, I'm like, okay, cool. Like you can play. Like in possession, on the ball, you're decent. Like you're decent enough to do a job. Basically, that's my positive. Other than that, like Chesney looks ready, I guess. Um, but overall, it's preseason. It's it's not a big change, but it looks or the idea is a bit different in my opinion. Now, first game we can flip back and be sitting back and crossing that ball in for 90 minutes. It can happen. I don't know, you know, but just going off these 2 games, that's my positives. But you had something to say, I guess, on Weah, because he's the only signing we
Yes.
have now. So
So I really like him playing, up front and going forward. But yeah, I wrote in the chat as well what I saw. Um, and several times he was in between players, but in like out of position a little bit, and there was always space behind him. But as you said, it's coachable, and he's young, and I think positioning is probably one of the easiest thing to coach. Except like he's really a player who wants to go forward. So um, and yeah, I agree. Cuadrado was not much different. He also really liked to attack, and he need to learn discipline, and he need to learn positioning. But yeah, I like well. Also, the goal we got is he and McKennie. McKennie's pass, no, his pass was wrong, like a little short to McKennie, and then a long pass, and Bremer couldn't run with Vinicius.
I
Yeah.
like um okay, let's move on to the negatives, or like the worrying parts, or like for me the worrying part. And I've said it I'm gonna say since May, June, maybe earlier. That backline is not good enough. Like, it's as simple as that. We don't need to sugarcoat it. It's not good. It's not good. And I get you being in trouble against Vinicius Junior. It's not a shame. Like, he's probably the best winger in the world right now, or one of the best. It's not a shame. I get that, but individually, like, Alexandro's terrible. Like, even again yesterday, like, the slide tackle in the box, I'm like, just put it away. Like, what are you doing? Like, terrible decision making, and he will cost you goals during the season. We need, and I don't need a ball. Like, I don't need somebody. I don't need a Regista playing center back in terms of being excellent on the ball. I need somebody who is confident enough and collected enough when we are under pressure to keep his head cool and play it out from the back. That's what I need. We don't have that. And technically, Danilo is not that. I thought Danilo was poor in preseason. Like, he gave the ball away consistently. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. Bremer is not that player. Bremer is a hard-nosed defender, and he will boot it away. Like, that's what it is. First thought, he will boot it away. Rugani is not that, and we don't have that. That's when we got linked to Todibo, and it's already gone, that link. I'm like, okay, he's good in possession. He's not, like I said, Bonucci or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? He's not that, but he can play it out from the back. He's calm, and he can do that. The link is gone now. That link is gone, and that puts fear in me. Like, that back line is not good enough. Like, it's really average. It's poor from back to front. Like, from left to right. Excuse me. It's not good, and we're gonna play with a back three. I think that's clear now. It's clear, in my opinion. You cannot play in a back four. Even Bremer is too slow. But Danilo, Alexander, you cannot play them fullbacks, because that's gonna be, you're gonna do that, and you're gonna change that mid game, in my opinion, because it will look bad. It will look bad. So the fact that we're still not being linked with a defender, like, consistently, and I don't think it's gonna happen. Like, it's the 3rd of August. Is really scary. It's worrying for me. It's worrying because Huijsen, he looks good, but I don't think he's ready. Like, he needs to bulk up a little bit, but in possession he's amazing. Like, his reading of the game is spot on. Like, he's always in the right place at the right time. And that's something you cannot teach. Like, you have it or you don't. Like, Barzali was, like, he was he was slow, Barzali, but he was always on the right in the right moment, in the right place, always. Like, it was unbelievable. I don't know how he did that, but he read that game. Like, reading the game, he was the best out of the three. Like, Chiellini, Bonucci, Barzali. Like, reading the game, Barzali was unbelievable. And I think Huijsen has the same thing, but I don't think he's ready. So if we have an injury, it's Rugani next man up, or Alexandro slotting in, and that's a very worrying sign, in my opinion.
Yeah, Danilo, really bad. Sandro is obviously worse. And to be honest, can Hoyson be worse than them? No, in my opinion. But Allegri is Allegri, so I don't know what's going to
No,
happen. He might just play him.
um, I don't think he can be worse, but I think it's a bit unfair to throw him in now. If you know what I mean. I don't want to.
Yeah,
I don't want to. Um, I don't want to. I don't say like burn him up basically. Like because he
yeah,
looks very good. He looks very talented. You need to be not careful. Like I'm not saying loan him out for 3 years and then play him. Like I'm not saying that, but like the team needs to be some kind of like there needs to be some sort of stability. Like if let's say we're moving into October and we are steady, the team is steady, picking up results steady, and you're like, okay, now I can give him a go. But how things are going, an injury away, and all those things. And Jockey Bro is saying, I think Hoyce will be starting. I don't think he will be starting by January, but potentially getting minutes, in my opinion. Because the reports coming out is that Allegri absolutely loves him. Everybody at the club loves him. Um,
yeah. He's
let's
so
see.
natural. He's so natural back there. It's he's not like oh my god the ball is here. Oh my god what I'm gonna do. He's like he knows what to do and he's calm. I love that, and he's super young. It's insane. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. It's really scary. If Sandro is like the, I mean,
He is a backup.
Danilo and Sandro is the third and fourth basically. I'm right now. It feels like as center back, and that's really not good. Um,
No,
yeah,
I agree. Danilo will play because he's the captain. Sandro's terrible and should not play at all. Yeah, like that's what I've always said. Like the captain should also be a guy who's just good, like really good on the pitch. In my opinion, that's just my opinion. Yes, he needs a lead, and probably Danilo is a great leader. But and again, when he's on the pitch, I'm not saying man he is one of the worst players I've seen. Like I'm not saying that. But like if we had Prime Chiellini and Prime Barzali at the back, and Danilo was in the mix of that, I was like, man, that's good. Like they can cover Danilo. If it's Chiellini and Barzali, I don't think Gatti and Bremer like it's too much. Like it's too much. But that's my only fear at this moment in time. That back line
yeah,
and you saw that when we step up the pitch at the back, we look vulnerable. And I've tweeted it out. I'd rather have that a little bit than sit back, help out these guys, and see our attackers just die up there.
yeah,
I think that's worse. In my opinion, that's much worse because I'd rather see what I've seen in the first 50 minutes than what I've seen all season, last season, basically. Like where we just sit back, soak up pressure against even Lecce. That's not good enough because you have players good enough to actually dominate possession. Let's move on to the midfield, and then I will ask. Excuse me?
yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. Go, go, go.
No, let's move on to the midfield a little bit, and then I will ask on what we need and whatever and all those things, because we didn't touch on that midfield. It's tough to kind of talk about it because Rabiot and Fajoli are at home, and they are actually the starters, or they have been the starters last season. So um, it's excuse me, it's a tough one to assess at this moment in time because McKennie played, and apparently McKennie is gonna stay, which I don't get. I like we loaned him out for a reason. like I don't get it. He's not turned out to be a fantastic player overnight. Actually, did not good at Leeds, so I don't get that. Like surely there's an offer for him, and it's very strange. It's worrying that we're keeping him, but he's not gonna start. I think match day one, starting midfield, and that's if Fajoli's shoulder is completely okay. I think it's Locatelli sitting, it's Fajoli, and it's Rabiot. That's what I believe. So it's tough to say that midfield was terrible now because I don't believe Mikani will start. I don't think, or Miretti will start. I think Miretti will be loaned out. So I don't think that's a starting midfield. But I thought they did pretty okay. Locatelli. I know it's not his position, but he looks very anonymous. That's my like he can disappear in games, and that's something I don't like, you know. And I don't know, man. I don't know, and I don't see Allegri playing Rovella in that holding position match day one. He's not fit, Rovella. That's one. But when he's fit, I don't think he's gonna do that. I think that's why we were trying to move on for Cassie. You might say Cassie will play in the eight, whatever. I think we were looking at him to play that DM position. That's why we're also linked with Thomas Partey.
Yeah.
But I think we need to get Locatelli out of that position ASAP because I don't like it, and I will never like it because his impact is just nothing. Like there's no impact, and he should have impact because he's good enough to have an impact, and that's my only issue with that midfield. Like tough, whatever. Junior played. I thought he did well yesterday. Not the first time, and I don't blame him. By the way, he's not an eight. Like he's just not. But he did that much better compared to the Milan game yesterday. Um, on Junior, I don't think he's gonna like. He tested him out in midfield because we didn't have any midfielders basically. You know,
Yeah.
if Fajoli Locatelli is back, Junior will be moved if not sold, which I still hope it's not the case, and he will play on the wing. But what do you make about the midfield or
Yeah, the
what you've
midfield.
seen?
Yeah, it's another like hard question, or like hard to assess what's going on. McKennie yesterday was good, and he did what he was always known for, at least here. I mean, at Juve, is that he's running into space, and he did that really well. Um, but oh my god, and Rabiot is not healthy 100% right
Yeah,
now. Rovella is injured.
yeah,
Um,
Ravella's injured. Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
Muscles
and
injury.
Fagioli is like eh. So
Apparently, Fajoli will be ready, but I don't know.
no, no. This is McKennie will start. McKennie will start because we just don't have anyone else.
Yeah,
Um,
that's not okay. Like you,
it's not.
you sent, you told Leeds take him. Actually, if Leeds stayed up, he would have been a Leeds because it was an
Yeah,
obligation apparently. So,
yeah,
how can you now turn around and be like, you can stay? No, you can't.
yeah.
You know, and
And based on what? How much he played? 90 minutes in 2 games or something. I don't know. Based on that,
he can like
silly.
he's gonna stay. Like if he stays, he should not play. Like we play once a week. Like he should not see the
Yeah,
field at all. Like with the players, like Fajoli's there, he should be high in the packing order. Even if Pogba somehow returns, like he's there to be.
and
And we're being linked with the midfield, and I'll keep saying it. I don't get it. Like who is leaving? And it's not Miretti on loan. If it's not McKennie, then who the hell is leaving?
so Miretti is leaving. I'm pretty
Yeah, but
sure.
like even if you loan out Miretti, like he's not like he's fourth, fifth option. We are looking at Cassier and Thomas Partey. Like you're not bringing them in to
Yeah,
bench those players. So who the hell is leaving? I don't get those rumors. I don't think we're in for a
and
midfielder. I think we should be in
uh,
for a defender, 100% defender, and I still believe something on the right wing
yeah.
because Cambiaso is gonna say. I'll ask about Cambiaso because I didn't include him. I will say my thing first on Cambiaso. I don't think he was terrible. I thought it was okay, but that's all. Like okay, he wasn't like I didn't watch 2 games and I was like, man, damn, that's wow. You know, I will play him over what we have, but that's the kind of the Pellegrini vibes, you know, where I'm like, yeah, play him. But what I've seen from Cambiaso at Bologna, and now I'm like, okay, good, but I'm not like, wow, you know. So I don't have an issue with him saying, but like he didn't really impress me. And again, it's 2 games now, but I've seen people say, "Oh my god, what a breath of fresh air." And I'm like, I've not seen it in those 2 games, personally.
No, because he's a limited fullback. Nothing. He does what he needs to do in the back, and that's it. I don't know if he's capable of anything else. To be honest, I didn't really watch him at Bologna. Um, but to be honest, he's. I don't know. I don't know. Like, if he's not making a mistake and he's solid, I take him. Like, okay, fine, play. I don't know, but it's sad. It's sad that he can be a starter, or he can be around starting, or
I'll take him, by the way. Like I'll take him.
yeah.
I'll
And
take
then
it.
also back to the midfield, I would rather keep McKennie than buying someone like Partey or Kessie for I don't know how much money, you know,
Excuse me?
rather than rather than spending money.
Oh, like that. Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's not obviously I don't want McKennie around the starting 11, but
Same. He should not be in starting 11. Like, he did well yesterday running in space, but like,
Fagioli can do the same, or Rabiot can do the same.
yeah, like like we send him away for a good reason. Like Fajoli took over, and like it is what it is. Like it's natural,
And
and he's better.
Locatelli, yeah. I wanted to say something about Locatelli is that I think he is not it. Um,
I
I know he's playing kind of out of position as a DM or a regista, and he should play as a mezzala or whatever. But I don't know. I lost trust in him.
I think like, if he gets played higher up and he's more free and he gets more touches on the ball and more involved, I think he can be a very good player. I don't
Let's
think
hope.
he is like a player some people think he is. You know, a bit overhyped. I don't think that, but I think he's a very good player who can have a place in this team. As of now, it's not showing, obviously, because I don't think that's like he needs to have more touches. Like he needs to be more involved higher up the pitch. You know, that's my opinion. But he said it himself. It's just not me. He said like I need to do better, and he also mentioned like I need to have some sort of consistency. That's what I've always said. Like there's no consistency even in games. Like he can have 30 fantastic minutes, and then the next 30 minutes I'm like, where have you gone? Like completely disappeared. Like it's too much. Like I think he's 24. You need to find a balance now. And if it's not gonna happen now, then when? But let's see.
Wait, but another question is like we're looking at DMs, right? So like party. I mean, I saw Cassie is Saudi Arabia, right? He
Yeah, he's gone.
accepted.
He's gone.
Yeah. So party is also a DM, but
Yeah,
like,
I get that, but
would,
somebody else is like I keep saying it.
but
Like we're looking at them. Who's gonna leave? Like Miretti, I don't count Miretti. Like he goes on loan. Like that's already part of the plan. McKennie's apparently gonna stay, and even if McKennie leaves, I still struggle to believe it. Like
Pogba will be injured, so there.
yeah,
But the problem is that okay, party is not a regista at all, or Cassie. They're not like going back, getting the ball, and
no, they're different.
distributing or whatever. Yeah, they are different types. So
But
I don't know.
like the entire summer links like are strange and weird. You know, there was so much news at one point, then there was no news, and now it's the news we don't want to hear, basically. Like
And you know what is funny is that Inter spending all their money, whatnot, when they have minus 800 million in the
yeah,
bank.
the difference is Milan as well, but they have the Champions League money. That's the big difference. That's
Mm.
like we cannot sign anyone. We cannot sign home Castagne. Not saying I want those players, but like that's
Yeah.
that's our reality at this moment in time. Okay, people like the video. Thanks for watching. Click the like button because that will help the channel a lot, more than people actually could imagine. I want to talk about Vlahovic really quickly because he did what he did. I've seen people be angry with it, saying, "Oh, like it's pointless. It's a preseason game. You don't need to do that." Like some people, like sometimes I hear, "Oh, they need to show emotions. They need to make themselves heard." He did that. Like there's no interview. Nobody interviewed him in the media. Like everybody, actually, our players almost got an interview. He didn't, so he couldn't have spoken up. You know, he did it that way, and then the argument is, oh, it's a meaningless preseason game. I'm like, yeah, because probably he's not gonna get another chance. Like, when is he gonna do that? When he scores for Chelsea? Like, I don't like that was his moment. I think it's very obvious that he just wants to say, but I believe he will
Yeah.
accept what the club will tell him to do, basically that kind of thing. But I don't think he wants to leave. It's actually a sad situation, especially because you're gonna get Lukaku in return. Like maybe if we were just getting 80 million, people would have looked different towards it, and we were not being linked to Lukaku. I think the Lukaku thing makes it worse because you're giving up a player who's 24, very young, and you're getting a player who's 30 and who has proven that he actually doesn't give two, you know what, about the club that he's playing for. You know, he cried to go to Chelsea, he cried to go back to Inter, and then he told Inter, "Screw you guys." Like, very weird behavior. Like, I don't get how you want that into the club personally, and it is what it is. But what do you make of his celebration? Because I remember when Dybala did that, everybody and the same persons, because I'll never forget, were all hyping it up, saying, "Ah, that's amazing," you know. And now if Vlahovic does it, it's like, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing that." And I'm like,
It's exactly the same situation. Exactly the same. He doesn't want to leave, and he showed in a, I think it's a respectful way. Like he did nothing. He just, he showed, this is, I'm here. I want to stay. And losing a player like that, even if he needs to learn how to play differently or whatever, or he wasn't that good last year, or la la la, I don't care. He's young. Allegri is gone probably in a year, in a different system. He's going to be so amazing. And Lukaku, oh my god, yeah, you already said everything about Lukaku. I can't
I
add anything. Like,
it's tough because I like when I do my daily videos, I need to put, and I'm gonna record a daily for tomorrow morning, and I need to touch on Lukaku. I've said everything on Lukaku. Like, I think it's gonna happen. Some still, I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen. Like, I'm actually to a point where I can bet money on it. I'm not gonna do it, but like, I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen now. Um, and it's still not hitting home completely. It will hit home when it gets announced. You know, that we are giving up Vlahovic and probably 30 million, something like that, for Lukaku. And then, like, we're so desperate that we are taking so many outs that we are going to the bare minimum to make a profit for the next financial year, basically. That's what we're doing, and it's sad. Like, we started off with 50, it's now at 40. It will be something 30 plus a bit, and Lukaku. That's what's gonna happen. And like, even the connection with Lukaku is not there. That's also a thing. Like, if we were um I'm making stuff up now, you know. Okay, I'm making this up completely. Let's say it was a swap deal with Darwin Nunes. I'm just saying something, you know. It would be different, or any other striker, because it's new, it's different. But it's Lukaku, and we've seen Lukaku. We've seen how he acts, what he does, and it's just it doesn't sit right. Like, it doesn't sit right. And also, it has been dominating the news for a month now. The Vlahovic story for 2 months. It's too much. Like, it's getting to a point where, like, the season is about to kick off, and we still have, like, we don't have a number 9, and we don't at this moment in time. There's no number 9. So let's see. Let's see how that will go. I was okay with this. He wants to stay. So what do you want players to do? You know, I thought he handled that okay. You know, no problem with it.
yeah, it's exactly the same as Dybala. So, like, come on,
Yeah, same thing. It's the same thing. One did it against Real Madrid. The other one against who was that? Piacenza? No, it wasn't Piacenza. It was one of those.
can't remember.
It was one of those lower league teams. Maybe it was Piacenza. I'm not sure about it, but it's the same thing. It is what it is. I guess we'll talk about it probably when it actually happens. Um, that said, my big question is, and also for the chat. So people in the chat, let me know if you have. Okay, I'm not giving you a budget, but don't go crazy. Don't say something stupid, and you don't need to say a name. If you can sign one player in one position, who should that be, or which position would you sign a player based on what you have seen last season, preseason, and how our squad is built? I'm sticking with a center back, and it can be anyone at this point. Like, I'm at that stage that just give me some names, and then I'll kind of give my opinion on it. Like, I don't have a preference, a left-footed center back. That would be my preference, basically.
Yeah,
But there was one out there, and we couldn't pay him, so that's
yeah,
not an option.
semi decent, CB, like, sorry, CB that is semi decent with the ball. Yeah, like, that is left-footed and like otherwise a solid CB.
Yeah,
Because oh my god, we could say okay, we need like a right back or left back or a right wing back, left wing back, whatever, but still center back, what we've seen so far and what we know, center back.
I
We will not play 4-3-3. It's so clear. Not even a minute we played 4-3-3 this preseason in these two games. So it's three
I
five
agree.
two. We need a center back.
I agree. Fullbacks, I can live with Cambiaso. Like I can do it with that for a year. If it's a 3-5-2, like move him to the right, I guess. And keep Kostic and Junior on the left. I need a center back because I know what's gonna happen, and I have I have a fear that it's gonna happen very very soon in the season that we need to play Alexandro consistently or Rugani. For some reason, I have that weird feeling. Like it's just shaping up to be that type of season. We'll take a good DM over a center back. I would not. I would just play Rovella there and Locatelli for a couple of games when Rovella's injured. I need a center back. I really do. Also because I'm praying we can somehow move away from the back three in a 3-5-2. That's maybe that's more wishful thinking than actually hoping. But
Yeah, and the winter would be perfect in my opinion. He could start. Like, come on,
yeah, I
it
think
hurts my heart.
it's we need quick money. We need quick money, and that's what we're doing with that deal as well. It is what it
How
is,
much
I
quick
guess.
money we need? How much quick money we need?
Anything,
We're
any
selling
money,
Vlahovic.
any money. Someone to
Yeah.
play left center back position instead of Alexandro. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Really quickly before I have one more question, and then we will wrap it up. If you want to become a member, you can still do that. The prediction league is already ongoing for the big predictions for the season and for Juve, the general predictions. You can get those in before the 15th of September, and all the rest is also coming. Wallpapers, you can join the live like Norbert is doing. You can join the members club, link in the description, or on that icon on the chat. You can click and you can join the members club. If you do, link for Discord also in the description. Click that, text me, and I will add you to the private section of the Discord group. A lot of people are joining, but you need to reach out so I can put you in and you can participate in the prediction league as well. My last question before we wrap it up, because I didn't brought you members on for a week and a half because I was off work, so I didn't have a schedule. I will have a schedule again next week, so I will bring you and another member on, maybe two, whoever wants to come on. Do you think, and who do you think will be the next transfer deal? Because I've always I remember asking you that, and we were talking about
Yeah.
Chiesa, and
Thank God it's not Chiesa.
yeah. So, what do you think it's gonna be next week? Let's say Thursday, same time.
It's going to be multiple at this point. It's
Okay.
going to be loan deals. So it's going to be, oh my God, what we missed in the. It's going to be the winter. It's going to be Miretti. Vlahovic, not yet. I think there will be some dances around the fire,
Again.
some more.
Yeah.
So yeah, my answer is De Winter and Miretti probably the same day.
Okay. I agree. I think Miretti, Nicolosi, De Winter, I think that those will kind of be resolved early next week. I think that the
Nichols.
Vlahovic thing will go on into the final week of the season. I found the transfer. I believe that, and that's not good because we played 2 games within that window. So I don't think that's something I'm actually waiting for at this moment, or it needs to happen on Monday and just say okay. But you're not gonna get that. You're not getting those vibes at this moment in time. And other than that, I think that's it. I think that's it. I hope we don't sign players like Castagna. It's a waste of money. Like, just do not do it. Like, I don't. It's not something you need moving forward. There will be a point where you're like, oh, we need to move on Castagna. Who's gonna get him? You know what's gonna happen, and then like, don't do it. So that's what I think. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up because it's quite late. Is your team still playing?
Yes, it's the 120th minute, and the opponent is with 10 men, and we have the ball 100%, and
Against who? Which team is that? Is that Maribor?
it's an
No.
Armenian team, Alashkert. It's
Oh,
Alashkert is a little suburb
they have a red card.
of their capital.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you go so you can watch the pants. Thanks for joining, everybody in the chat. Thanks for joining. If you haven't liked the video, like the video on your way out. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification. I'm gonna try to be live again tomorrow, maybe with some news. But yeah, that's for me. Thanks, Norbert, for joining again. And have your
Thank you.
say. And yeah, see you probably next week, and see you guys tomorrow, same time. Ciao.